Today is on what to do on the day of your talk to help to reduce your anxiety and your stress levels. And this is something that I have learnt myself through both experience and training. So everyone ready to go? Give me a thumbs up. Yes, fantastic. Okay. It's the day of the presentation and your nerves are really starting to remind you of their presence. And it's like, oh my God, today's the day I have to talk. Now, it doesn't matter what the talk is about, whether it's online or in person. There are 7 tools or tips that you can use to make that experience much more enjoyable instead of fearing it. First tip is get out of bed early. Lying in bed and worrying about that talk, all that does is build up your stress hormones and make it even more anxiety and fear ridden in terms of your experience of the day. So get out of bed, start moving so that you can focus on having an awesome day. And this is also going to reduce that worry that you might have about not being ready on time. I've had many a nightmare before a talk where I've dreamt that I've slept through the alarm and missed the whole thing. I think of it a bit like turning up early to the airport. When you turn up early to the airport, you get the opportunity to relax, have a drink, settle down, and wait for your gate. On the other hand, if you turn up late, then you've got to sprint to the gate and you worry you're actually going to miss the flight. When you give yourself more time, that triggers a little switch in your brain, which tells your brain this is not an emergency. And it allows you to relax. So getting up early is really important. Tip 2, fuel your body properly. It's a great idea once you've got out of bed to actually do some gentle exercise because movement helps to reduce those stress hormones of cortisol and adrenaline, which flood through your body when we feel really anxious. So moving your body is a great way to reduce that adrenaline. Then eat healthy food to keep your energy levels up. And I know a lot of people that I've shared this information with before who said, I'm too nervous, or I'm too anxious to eat, or I'll just have a coffee. You add caffeine to stress, cortisol, and adrenaline, and that just creates a volcanic reaction of anxiety. So try and avoid caffeine if you can. Eat healthy. And I think of this as being a little bit like the fuel that you put into your car. You wouldn't expect a high performance car to run well on an empty tank or bad fuel. And your body is the same before a presentation. Your brain needs good food to be able to function at its peak potential. Number 3, meditate. It's really important on the day of your talk to find different ways to relax throughout the day coming up to your talk. Now, if your talk's first thing in the morning, get up a bit earlier so you've got some time to meditate. If it's during the day, maybe at break time or whenever you find yourself starting to panic, take that opportunity to grab a few minutes to meditate and really calm your anxiety. This is what my brain looks like when I have all the tabs open in there, all trying to do lots of different things at once. Maybe your brain does that too. So meditating is like closing those tabs in your brain before an important meeting. Because when too many thoughts are open, everything just slows down, just like on a computer. So meditation is a great way to close those mental tabs so that you can focus only on what is actually about to happen, which is giving a great talk. Now, if you're rolling your eyes and associating meditation at this point with hippies and people who don't have real jobs, you might be surprised to hear that in the business arena, meditation has been a very powerful practice and a well-respected practice for at least a decade. In fact, Time magazine was reporting on the benefits of mindful meditation way back in 2014. And Forbes also reported on the benefits of meditation in business in 2018. So there's clear evidence from the business sector that meditation really helps. However, if you're one of those people who wants to get really sciencey, here's a very quick summary of the science behind it. When we meditate, it increases the thickness of our hippocampus in our brains. And frankly, we all want a fat hippocampus. Why, you might ask? Because your hippocampus controls memory. And a fat hippocampus means you've got more space to make it easy to recall things. And that's kind of handy for anyone who wants to be able to remember their talk. On the other hand, meditation also soothes our amygdala in our brain, and that's the part of the brain that houses our fear. And meditation is actually proven scientifically to shrink the grey matter in the amygdala. And this means that there is more courage, less fear, and better reactions to stressful situations. So we want a fat hippocampus and a thin amygdala. Meditation really helps to turn that fear of public speaking into confidence. So how do you do it? Well, the good news is you don't have to assume some strange position near bodies of water to be able to meditate successfully. Nor do you have to try and shut out all the noise and put a bag over your head and create some dark space. All you really need is somewhere to sit and your phone and a headset or earbuds. And you can do as little as 5 minutes of meditation and still get these great benefits of a calm mind, improved mood, and reduced stress. Well worth it, right? Especially on the day of your speech. So now you're a bit calmer from your meditation. What is next? Arrive at your presentation venue early. This is so important. It doesn't matter whether you're in person, on stage, at a workshop, at a board meeting, online, always get there early. So anytime I'm doing any kind of online event, I arrive in the Zoom link 15 minutes before the due time for the event. If you arrive early, it takes one more worry off your plate because you don't have to stress about being where you need to be when it's time to speak. And it also gives you time to do some really key essentials before you speak, like going to the bathroom. You should take care of that little essential in the last 30 minutes before your talk starts. So 30 minutes before your talk starts, go to the bathroom. And then it's done and you don't have to worry about it. But you should also take the opportunity while you're in the bathroom to take care of some other little tips, like checking your teeth for food or lipstick. Then you don't have to panic halfway through your talk, wondering if you've got spinach stuck in the middle of your teeth. The next tip while you're in the bathroom is do a wardrobe check. This is a biggie. You want to look for things like toilet paper on your shoes, for example, or you want to make sure nothing is out of place at the back, or at the front. Now you have covered all your bases and you know you have nothing that's going to be personally embarrassing that's going to trip you up during your talk. And this will really help relieve your mind. So what's next? Well, it's time to take a deep breath to really center yourself and then move on to the next powerful step of fear reduction. This is my pro tip for anybody who's going to be speaking in front of any kind of live audience in particular. The meet and greet. Whether face-to-face or online, do your best to chat to people in the audience before your talk starts. The reason I love this so much is because it really helps to transform the audience from this mass threat into individual people that you've already connected with. And that will really help you to let go of that fear when you start your talk. because you're going to be able to recognize familiar faces when you speak. And talking with the audience beforehand also makes you seem much more approachable and likable because you've cut that distance down between you and the audience. And that helps make them feel more engaged during your talk and far more likely to want to connect with you after the talk, which of course is what we're all about, making those connections that can lead to business. So those are my 7 fear reduction tips on speech day. Wake up early, move your body and eat healthy food, meditate, arrive early at the venue, whether online or in person, do a bathroom visit 30 minutes before, check your teeth and your wardrobe, and meet and greet the audience before you start speaking. Now you are ready to head into the final countdown of your talk in a great state.